March 19th, Brooklyn City Board of Education regular meeting. Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Neal?
Is absent.
Mr. Hubbell? Here. Ms. Rafter?
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni?
Here.
Ms. Krall?
Here. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In order for the board to fulfill its obligation to complete the planned agenda in an effective and efficient fashion, a maximum of 30 minutes of public participation as it pertains to school-related topics will be permitted at each meeting. Each person wishing to address the board will approach the podium and state his or her name and address. If several people wish to speak, each person will be allotted 3 minutes until the total time of 30 minutes is used. During that period, no person may speak twice until all who desire to speak have had the opportunity to do so. The period of public participation may be extended by a vote of the majority of the board. Okay. We'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Good evening, Ms. Krall, Board of Education. This time I wanted to give my time to Mr. Lees and the administrative team. We're going to talk a little bit about a kind of a mid-year, three-quarter of the year update regarding some of the things we have going on with the strategic plan. One of the things I want you to be aware of is that throughout April and May, we're going to be holding 3:30 in the afternoon meetings in terms of updating our strategic plan, kind of that 3-year review, and then I hope to present kind of the new summary, our action steps of the 24-25 strategic plan sometime in August, so the board will have time to review that. But Mr. Lees?
Thank you, Dr. Claris, and thank you, Board of Education. It's always exciting to share with everyone in the community what we're doing here in Brooklyn. So we are going to start, each one of us here from the administrative team has a slide. I will be doing operations for Sandy Neal tonight since she is not able to be with us. So, if there are questions, I can always get back, but I'll do the best I can with hers. So we will go ahead and get started with the Mr. Matt Larson. We were joking about that. So he can get started with the high school.
That was being sarcastic. No, thank you. Appreciate that, Mr. Lee. All right, that's me. Okay, so looking.
I'll add the next time.
Well, I went to the Ohio State University. That's why I'm doing a little bit of
Gotcha.
goof. All right. So looking at some of the strategic plans that we have and the pillars that we're focusing on, obviously this goes for us especially, but social and emotional wellness. And underneath this, we believe that empowering our students and providing for them development and leadership capabilities and taking what we already see there and then working on that just a little, working on that quite a bit is really important for us to do. So we have a We Empower series, which uses, I believe it's Dr. Tom Burton, if I'm not mistaken on that one. He's taken 30 students of ours that we've identified, 30 plus students actually, that we have identified to go through this We Empower Student Leadership Training Program. And they've met 3 times already this year, and they're going to be meeting again right after we return from spring break. But it's really interesting to see because these students get to, identify issues they'd like to resolve within the school and then come up with ways to kind of help them out, but then also work on some of the leadership capabilities that they have in themselves. So it's really, really special. And the group of kids that's there, they're a phenomenal group of young people as well. College and career readiness. Our seniors have taken part in the employability seminar with Polaris. And what this did is basically help them go through some of those preliminary kind of what does an interview, like a real interview, not necessarily a first job kind of interview, but even that's important as well, but kind of that career-based interview. And so getting an opportunity to kind of show them that a little bit. And we're going to be doing that again on April 10th and April 23rd as we move forward in the year. And what's really nice here is our students can actually earn a graduation seal towards their graduation, which is really important. So that OMJ stands for Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal, and basically there's a certain amount of criteria that our students have to identify where they believe that they excel in that area, and then they go ahead, they show that ability, and then we have multiple people sign off on that, which is nice. And the folks from Polaris and then the folks that we have here are really helping make sure that happens. And then the social emotional wellness, we've seen a 2% increase in attendance from this time last year, and that's been steady pretty much through the entire year, which is exactly what we want to see. Obviously, we'd love to see more, but we're very happy with what we see thus far, and we'll continue to build on it as we go forward, both through the end of this year and then obviously gearing forward to the 2024 and 25 school year. To shout out a couple of people, Mr. Becker is the one who is helping to kind of facilitate the We Empower piece. And then Ms. Harkerode and Ms. Culleton are the ones who are helping with the college and career readiness, so just to make sure those people get their credit. So I appreciate that.
Great. If you would just, go to the next phase. Mr. Bowler?
Good evening. So at Brooklyn School, just like at the high school, we're really working to find ways to not only empower our students and give them a voice, but kind of help them learn what that means and how to do that. And some of the ways we're doing that through social, emotional, and emotional awareness is we have a partnership with the Diversity Center of Northeast Ohio, and they're performing a series of trainings for our 6th and 7th grade students. So with that, they're at 4 sessions, 1 session a month, actually 1 session coming up on Thursday, and they're working on Diversity 101. The last session worked on conflict resolution, how do we interact with peers, how do we interact with adults. This week they're going to be working on bystander training, so kind of the opposite of bullying. It's what do we do and how do we respond when we feel like someone has been bullied, someone has been picked on, and providing students with those strategies to be able to stand up for one another. And then the last training will be on student leadership. So again, what are some of those strategies to empower our students to kind of stand up, step up, and be able to have a voice, but appropriately use that voice in multiple settings. For social emotional awareness, really proud of our PBIS. I've tasked Mr. DeAngelis with leading that, along with Ms. Marquez and Ms. Denise Smith, our counselor, and they have rocked it. They have really taken it to another level. We have not been rated by the state. However, we just submitted our application, and we're feeling pretty good about our chances. Can't be silver until you get bronze, and we're feeling pretty good about our chances. We have some help from the ESC. She comes in, she kind of reviews our application, kind of helps us throughout the year, and she can't say enough about the job they're doing. PBIS, for those that don't know, is our positive behavior interventions and supports. So with that, we've been doing monthly assemblies. And in those assemblies, we do them in the gym or the auditorium. We recognize classrooms for hallway behavior, classroom behavior, lunchroom behavior, recess behavior, among some other things. But we also recognize some students for their successes and some grade levels even as well for things such as attendance rates and some of those things. And it's been a great success. When you see those, if you want to make it out to one, it's a riot. The kids get so pumped up and excited, cheering for their classmates, cheering for each other, and it's done a great job. Ladies have done a great job putting that together. And then for community engagement and communication, a big part of what our goal was at Brooklyn School this year is how do we get our parents not just involved as viewers of what we're doing, but actively participating in many of the things that we're doing, and we're getting a great response from that, as we always do here in Brooklyn. Some of the volunteers have been in the classroom, and we encourage the teachers, you're having a classroom party, you're doing something in your classroom, an activity, have those parents come in and help. They're dying to, they want to, and they've been great. Parents have been on different committees, such as PBIS within our building, which has been great this year. Again, hearing that parent voice, a lot of times they have a different perspective than we have in the building, so it's great to get those voices in there. Tomorrow is literacy night, so if you're free, stop by. We have a great turnout for that. We used to do it in our Brooklyn School cafeteria, and we had to move it to the high school cafeteria and the auditorium to make sure we have enough space for all the families that we have show up for that. So that's a great time.
Tomorrow, the magician.
Tomorrow's a magician, yep. So tomorrow there will be a magician. The theme is every time you open a book, a little bit of magic falls out. So this week our students and teachers have been dressing up each day in different fantasy or different fantasy type themes that we put out for the week. So that's been fun to watch. In May, we have STEAM Night coming up soon to help us prepare for testing. The third grade team has put together Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader? So we'll have third grade parents coming in. I'm sure you remember the show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? The parents will come in and compete against the students. And I think they'll see just how difficult that test is. And I think they'll have a different appreciation for the success that our students are having on that test when they see what has actually been asked of our students, and honestly how hard our students have been working, not just as third graders, but since kindergarten. They've been preparing for this test whether they realize it or not. So, and then we're bringing back our VIP dance, which will be in May. Huge success last year. A couple parents told me that if I didn't do it again, I'd have a problem. So we will be having that. And for those of you that are available, next Wednesday, we're having a planning meeting. I have a group of parents coming. Anyone's welcome to join. We'll be planning themes and locking in our times. Well, great. So we'll do a kindergarten to fourth grade dance, and then usually take a little bit of a break, and then we'll do a fifth grade to seventh grade dance. So we split it by 2. So Mr. Hasrouni danced his little shoes off last year, as all of his kids were dancing nonstop last year, so I'm sure he can tell you a little bit about it.
That's good.
Thank you. So I am not Mrs. Sandy Neal, but in operations, we have done some things over the past little bit here and then some things that we're looking to in the future here. So the Gardner control system, Niagara, is our HVAC system, our heating, ventilation, AC. What we're trying to do is, there's a lot of things that are on the high school and Brooklyn School, is combining them to make it more manageable into one versus having these 2 separate systems. So that is, the building automation system is going to one system versus having the 2 separate ones. Big thing coming up and things we've been talking about are those high school restroom renovations. You'll also, that'll be a lot of that maintenance happening, summer projects happening over the summer, and seeing, following through, getting the buildings ready on top of having that big restroom renovation happening this summer. Updated fire system, once again, very similar to Brooklyn School, Brooklyn High School, getting it onto one system. Updated security systems, I know Dave Wallace will be talking a little bit more about that. I'll let him explain that a little bit more, but that's a collaboration between operations and technology. And, additional maintenance projects scheduled for this summer. There's always, on top of the restrooms, the painting, things that needed to get fixed. I know that Dr. Claris takes walkthroughs with the building principals and brings in Sandy, and they go through the buildings and they start making their priority list of what has to be done for moving into next year. And so that's out of operations. Mrs. Paula Jones, People Services.
I don't give a V.
The, we started something.
Too late, it's
We
too
started something.
It's too late. Hi. So in Pupil Services, we have continued our collaboration with Metro Health, facilitating focus groups. We've met with the community and staff, and we are scheduling for them to come meet with some students selected by the principals to give their input and feedback on what they see as resources we have, resources that they would like to see, and how that connects to us moving forward with our resource center. We continue our collaboration with Crossroads Health in providing drug cessation programming, and it has proven to be more of a necessity than we even thought, and so we have increased him from half a day a week to full day a week. Then we are just starting in the developing stages of the food pantry and clothing room. Right now we're looking at something on site. I think at the high school we found a space that one of the classrooms is going to help run. But again, something that is connected to the Family Resource Center down the road and what our community and families need. And we'll be looking at a grant opportunity to support that as well. We are using our student wellness funds to cover the cost of therapy for uninsured students. Another thing that didn't really expect that to be the level of need that it is, but we do have a number of kids who are uninsured or underinsured, and so that certainly has helped kids get what they need therapeutically that weren't, and parents thought they had no options. And then we also have sent several staff members to trauma-informed care professional development, which is part of our plan for the Student Wellness and Success Funds. So they did that a couple months ago, some from each building. Any questions?
What is trauma-informed care?
So this one is called Life-Based Crisis Intervention, and it's a method used to kind of interview kids, but to get to understand what is the concern without making it worse, and understanding that there's often trauma behind behaviors, and so then how to kind of figure out what the need is and maybe how to get them then the resources that they need to help them through that.
So who, like, staff-wise, is that administrative, or is that
We have
teachers that you
administrators,
send?
teachers, counselors, because pretty much anybody who comes into contact with kids, sometimes they don't realize, sometimes you don't know you're the person
You're
for
the
a kid,
trigger.
right?
Yeah.
You're the trigger, but sometimes you're that person that they feel safe talking to. And so they come to you often with things that you maybe aren't prepared for. And this helps prepare staff for that time. Or you're just the first person that they come in contact in the day, and they're a wreck walking in the door. And this teaches a method for how to get them to talk through what's going on and get to the bottom. Is it a peer thing? Is it a home thing? It could be, whatever. So we know so many things, but there are different strategies for if the child maybe is withdrawn, there's a strategy. If they're acting out and fighting, there's a strategy. So this is a great. There's actually a more in-depth 4-day, was it, that you attended?
3-day. You did.
So in the summer, a couple years ago, they attended the more in-depth training. This was a 1-day, but still them getting to walk away with strategies immediately is helpful. Any other questions? Thanks.
Yesterday was. Technology.
Yep. Thank you. So just a couple things today. First, starting off with communication. I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be switching our communication platform from One Call, from Remind, from S'more, over to Parent Square. And Parent Square is one platform that unifies all of our communication from the district level, from superintendent, all the way down to the teachers, messaging the students and all that. So it's a great product. It offers translation, instant translation to those families that need to be able to communicate. They can type in their native language and it'll come back in English to us. So it's a very powerful tool. Also, we revamped our website last year, and we also added the calendar events. I think it's easier to find things on our website, a little more user-friendly, mobile-friendly, of course. So that was a huge piece of our communication. As far as college and career readiness, this summer we're going to be upgrading our high school computer lab. It's our only lab left in the district, with 28 computers and then 8 eSports computers up there. So it's going to be a state-of-the-art computer lab. And then also with Supriya's work, we're going to be integrating college classes and CTE credits to some of those courses that are being taught there. So students can earn a seal by using that lab in that area. So I'm excited about that. Updated Chromebooks and computers for students. So all of our students, K through 12, have Chromebooks in the district. K and 1 leave them here in carts. 2 through 12 take them home with them. One thing that we did was we established a replacement cycle on 2nd grade, 6th grade, and 10th grade that allows us to get newer devices into the kids' hands so that they're able to access the online resources and different things that we do more easily. So each year we're going to be doing that. Along with that, we use a lot of grant funds to be able to pay for this. So one thing that's coming up is our technology internship program. That's through partnership with the state of Ohio, and it allows us to have people work for us, students that are under 19 work for us and get reimbursed at no cost to the district. So it's, we're going to pay them $12 an hour, and they're going to work for us over the summertime, and then we'll get reimbursed for that. So it's a great program. It's all about integrating the job into the kids' lives, giving them that on-the-demand experience. Also, access control and safety. So over the last couple of years, we spent over $200,000 in grant funds upgrading the safety and security in our district. Going from our security system to our cameras, to our fire system, to our access control. Just some numbers for you. So when I first got here, we had 12 cameras in the district, just on doors. We're up to over 100 at this point. We're going from 5 access control, where you can use your fob to get indoors, to 27 once this project is done this summer. All this was covered under grant funds just to enhance the safety of the district. Also, it's modern technology, so it allows us to receive alerts if something would happen. Something happens overnight, we can receive an alert and be more proactive instead of reactive when something happens. So there's a lot of technology that goes into it, but we're very fortunate to bring everything together into one platform and be able to monitor that. Lastly, the finance and district operations. So Dr. Claris asked me to create a technology plan for the district. It's going to be coming to the board in April for approval. But basically it lists out our mission, beliefs of the tech department along with the district. And then also, when are we going to replace items in the district? We need to make sure we have a constant replacement cycle to make sure that there's funding available, and we can sort of see how different items fit into the educational environment here. So along with that, it lists out all of our historical items. Usually we do projects over the summertime, so we list those out, and different ways we're improving the district with technology. So.
Dave, I have a question with some of the enhancements and with regards to the access control, things like that. If we are fortunate enough to go through with a renovation, all of that work will still remain.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not we're not tearing out anything. It's all going to stay, and we'll make it all work with a new.
Outstanding.
New
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so teaching and learning, and really when we look at the strategic plan, academic achievement and growth fall under the Department of Teaching and Learning, everything that we do as far as instruction and student achievement, what are they learning? So lots of things happening. Something called MTSS, that's multi-tiered systems of supports. We're really working in math and ELA. Now the state has really focused a lot on literacy. You've seen a lot of, legislatures come down and has set certain requirements. What curriculum we're allowed to use K-5, they've provided us a list that we have to choose from. The dyslexia law, third grade reading guarantee's been around a while, but how do all of these things fit together? So we do our tiers of instruction. What does our tier 1 look like for all of our kids, tier 2 and tier 3, based on where, if kids aren't getting it in tier 1, where they're going. And so I look at these as roadmaps, just for our teachers, is what materials are we using, what strategies are we using, what assessments are we giving, and is it working or not working for our kids? So I do believe the state, everything I'm understanding, is going to really start putting a heavy focus on math, so we have jumped on looking at math. We realized when you look at our scores, we've seen an increase in our ELA scores since COVID. We're slow because the attention has been placed there. We need to put some emphasis on our math. And so these tiers of instruction are a constant work in progress. Right now, K through 3 is really in the implementation, looking, tweaking, making some changes. 4 to 8 we are working on. In math, we're looking at a K-12. When you start looking at assessments, what really makes sense for our students? What do our math teachers need? out of that assessment. And there, you know, right now we have a lot of reading assessments. The math ones are harder to find. So just looking and researching, we have one of our pieces of our strategic plan was instructional rounds. And that's really where our administrators are going in. This is not evaluative. This isn't part of the teacher evaluation. This is going into classrooms. And we have targeted focus areas on, and we're using explicit instruction. And the teachers have been trained, administrators have been trained, and we're just providing feedback. So we notice this is happening, we're wondering what's going on, and just providing some feedback to open that dialogue on what's happening instructionally. And then we can gather some of that information. It helps us determine what professional development needs that we need. And then that conversation between administrator and teachers really opens up, because it is not evaluative. It's about what are we doing for our kids? What do I need support with as a teacher? What do our kids need support with for their learning? We just finished up winter benchmarking towards the end of January, beginning of February. So our benchmarking happens 3 times a year: beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. Ohio State test and end of course test. English starts what, next week? Like, it comes so fast. So we are starting that testing, but we use benchmarking to know where our kids are to help fit the instruction there. I will tell you, winter benchmarking, your biggest growth is from your fall to your spring, because you've given them time to learn the year's worth. But we still look at that because it does help develop what we're doing instructionally in our classroom. Currently working on that 24-25 master schedule, really trying to maximize instructional time, and really being on one campus and sharing staff. There's an art to connecting that schedule to get the best, so that we can share our staff, but yet still give our kids what they need. So a lot of time goes into that, building practical elective schedules, building your special ed schedules, and really getting those times, because we have 2 start times at the elementary, getting those times. And once again, in our master schedule, K through 12, we do have our intervention, collaboration, and extension period, our ICE time we call it. So that is built across K through 12, which is really nice. Another thing we've been working on is vertical and horizontal meetings. Those have been completed for the year. Those are the departments and grade levels. We have found those to be very beneficial. We will tweak. You know, it was our first year doing it, and we will tweak as we go. Summer programming is big right now. What do we need to provide for our students this summer? Will be a lot of summer opportunities for grades 1 through 4, and we have kindergarten, and we have extended school year services. We have some AP boot camps happening for our high school students. So we have a lot of things coming up, so that information will be going out soon to our parents. Resource adoption, this is big for the board, big for us, the school, the teachers, the parents, the kids. But right now we are looking at our Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Statistics. We are up for an adoption. So the goal is to bring something to the board, and we are going to use our parent advisory committee teams at the high school to give us some feedback on that before we present that to the board. But our teachers are working on looking through curriculum right now and the resources to adopt for next school year. And that last one's a big one. K through 5, the state of Ohio, our current ELA K through 6 is called Collaborative Classroom. It did not make the list that was put out by ODEW or ODU, whatever they are going by right now. And so Collaborative Classroom is not on that list. So we have to begin the implementation process of selecting from this new list and have it moving into the next 25-26 school year. So we're going to start that process with our teachers this spring. ELA, we're going to go K-12. We're going to just put it all on the table. We're going to start it this spring. So by this time next year, we're hopefully we will be bringing that to the board for approval. Any questions? That was a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you know, obviously the, the academic and achievement growth is obviously kind of rises to the top in terms of some of the things we do. But you can see all the other parts of the strategic plan truly support those things, the communication, community involvement, social emotional piece, attendance, a lot of things go into the academic success of our students. So thank you to the admin team for doing that. Any questions?
I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, you
but
can't.
Just
Yeah.
a quick question. So part of the summer programming, I know that's more specific to what you had talked about with getting them ready for the next school year. Do you have anything educationally that's going to, because I know there's a drop in from when they leave in May and they come back in August.
Yeah, well, what Lisa, building principals will do, they'll identify students that they feel need some of that summer assistance, that summer bridge, that goes from at the high school level, credit recovery, to all the way down to second and third grade in terms of some of the gaps between, you know, like just identifying those students. We also have at the beginning of August that kindergarten kickoff where we get our incoming kindergartners kind of acclimated to school. So there'll be lots of different things going on. Some of the struggles we're going to have, challenges we're going to have this year is this building will basically be shut down from the beginning of June through August because of the restroom renovation. And so we have to navigate with our cleaning crew and some of our custodial projects to figure out how that works. Going to be very manageable, but typically you will see the summer programming throughout June. We'll take a break in July, and then those first 2 weeks in August, Mr. Bowen will bring in our preschool screening, kindergarten screening, and that kindergarten kickoff. All right. That ends my report, Ms. Krall.
Thank you. We'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, just have some real quick things. For the month of February, the interest income was $65,555. To date, we have received about 82.2% of our expected revenue for the year. On the expense side, through February 29th, we have spent 64.3% of the expected budget. So that's actually less than you would expect because we are a little bit farther into the year than 60% of it. So, what else? Received a letter from OSC, Ohio Schools Council. We use them for our, basically a consortium for electric and gas. And they sent us a certificate for the 22-23 school year. And by using the consortium, we actually saved $77,000 on our utilities by going through them. So electricity, we saved about $57,000. Natural gas, we saved about $14,000. Some of the food service goes through there, which is Gordon Food Service. We saved $1,600 for that. I received good news today. The audit, I think I talked about the audit, FY23 audit last board meeting. It had been turned into the state. Just received a letter this afternoon that the state has accepted it. There's no rewrites required or anything, so that will be hopefully approved, and we will be probably doing a post-audit meeting with the independent auditors. And when that happens, I'll contact the Mr. Hubbell and Mr. Hasrouni for the Finance Committee, and we'll talk about that, and if you want to come in to go with to deal with the post-audit meeting. Oh, I finished and submitted the fiscal year 23 annual filing, which is required because we have debt. So we have to do an annual filing with the state. That has been completed and submitted to the, I believe at the auditor's office. Once they're waiting for some information from the county auditor. Once they supply that, then that will go to, that'll be finalized and submitted to the auditor's office. And that's all I have for my report.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on. Comments from board members and board committee reports, and today we're going to start with Mr. Hubbell.
Mrs. President. First, I want to thank everyone who came out to vote today. We have a big bond issue on the ballot, and obviously appreciate all the support, but everybody let your voice be heard. You have about another hour to get your vote out if you haven't done so yet. Committee meetings, I'm not going to go over the technology meeting too much. We held it on March 5th. Mr. Wallace just kind of went over all the good things we're doing, making a lot of improvements through technology, including the grant for our computer labs, security grant to keep adding the security to the building, which is extremely important, and this transition to Parent Square, which sounds like it is going to make things a lot easier for everybody. No financial meeting plan just yet. Obviously, Mr. Sherhart just spoke on the word from the auditor, and we'll get that going. I want to thank everybody involved in the musical. I took my kids, they loved it. The students were great, the set looked awesome. It was a great show, so hopefully everybody had a chance to go see it. Thanks to everyone involved in Literacy Week. Thanks to all the guest readers today. I was lucky enough to read to my son's preschool class, and it was chaos, but it was great. It was hard to read through it, a lot of laughing and yelling, but it was awesome. It was a great opportunity. Again, tomorrow is Literacy Night, so come see a magic show in the auditorium at 6 if you can. I've been to a couple of these. They're pretty great too. And I hope everybody has a great and safe spring break. That's it for my report.
Thank you. We'll move on to Mr. Hasrouni.
Thank you, Mr. President. February 29th was an awesome day here at the school. We started off with a kickoff with a Holocaust survivor, which was sad but important to listen to. It was amazing. If you get the opportunity, I know they recorded it, so if you get the opportunity to watch that, it was unbelievably amazing, so please do that. Also, we had a little committee meeting with Metro Health for the Family Resource Center, which was enlightening. A couple parents there, a couple admin people there, and it was nice to have a communication with them to see what they're trying to bring to the district, and a lot of good insight into that. The career fair, I got there at the tail end because of that meeting, but they said it was a success. It was a lot of tables, and there was a lot of people there, which was exciting to see. So I'm very, very proud of you guys for that. That was awesome. The play, I was in the plays when I went to school here. The sets were never like that. I'm like unbelievably, I could not believe the set there. I was just amazed in the talent and the confidence of these kids just up there. Just a great job for everybody that was involved with that, at Ms. Cipriani and Band Director, please.
Mr. Sullivan.
Mr. Sullivan, thank you, I'm sorry. Just great job from everybody on that.
Mr. Casper on the set.
What's that?
Mr.
Casper on the set too, yeah, it was just amazing. The spaghetti dinner was cool. I think we got, 90 people that were there roughly. That was pretty cool to see. We got two more things, I'm sorry. Thank you for the admin for coming here and telling us all about what we got going on. It's so good to hear from you guys, because every time you speak about it, you look excited, and that gets us excited, so appreciate that. Thank you for that. I think that's it. Just have a happy and blessed Easter coming up next week, and that's all I got for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rafter.
Good evening. First and foremost, I do want to thank the admin for giving us some feedback on everything that's been going on. And I know since I've become a board member, my eyes are open. I feel like a sponge. I'm taking it all in. I knew what good things we do in our district, but I really know being involved, and you guys are doing a remarkable job, so thank you for that. So much, I feel like, has gone on since, you know, our February meeting. I too, just February 29th was a great day, so much going on with the Holocaust speaker. And I kind of did the same thing. I try to hop from one thing to another to see. I think it's very important, and Paula, you know my heart is near and dear to the mental health field, and I'm hoping, you know, I saw the results of the survey, and I'm really hoping that more parents and other community members get involved, because I feel we really need to support our students, and I think we're doing a great job by getting the resources that we have into the building and for longer amounts of time. I just wanted to say that I did get an opportunity as a board member and a senior to come and watch the first act of the play, and recognizing so many of the students that were in the orchestra. And then I ran into some students the other day too that were members of the crew, and I just love seeing all the kids work together. They did a really great job, very talented, and great support by the, you know, the adults in their lives that take part of that. I just want to say too, I had a rec board meeting the other day, a lot of good things, you know, going on. They said the numbers are up with youth basketball for both the boys and the girls, which is good to hear. Again, these are some of our feeder programs for the high school. They have spring volleyball that's going to be starting, and obviously co-ed soccer. They also talked to, I guess there was a meeting last week with some of the people from the rec and from the schools, start thinking about like our Fall Fest and what roles and responsibilities we're going to have. And I love hearing that the city and the schools are, and the Chamber of Commerce are working together on that. And then for athletics, our winter athletes will be honored this Friday at the Winter Sports Banquet. And I believe it's the 7th through 12th, and that starts at 5:45. And I know Megan Barrow and Michelle Hilku and Maureen Hunt, Bob Headings, if there's anybody who has free time that wants to help, you know, set up, serve, and, you know, stick around for the presentations. It's always really good to see, you know, our young people being honored for their athletic and academic accomplishments through our conference. And I think that's about it. Thank you.
I don't have any committee reports. Thank you for the presentation today. I'm actually very excited. I think I want to come to the next PBIS thing, your monthly whatever.
It's gonna be loud.
I think that would be fun. I miss that stuff. I do have something that was passed on by a parent. Summer is only a few short months away. Roll House in Parma has a spring and summer bowling program. Kids that register get 2 free games of bowling a day. So to sign up, the website is kidsbowlfree.com, and I believe that the copy of the flyer was given to both principals, or maybe both principals, to put in the newsletter. And that's, without repeating everything everybody else said, that's all I got.
Can I add one more thing?
No.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say too, I want to say congratulations to Supriya and to Lisa for your being accepted for the CTE and CBI Career Pathway Grant. I love the fact that and both of you, there's so many people on the administration side that are very assertive in getting grant monies, and I really do appreciate that. And I know this money will go far for our kids, and thank you for doing what you do. And I know Sabria's not here today, but.
We'll tell her.
Yeah, please do. No, I think it's
We'll tell
great.
her. I think she's watching.
I think it's great.
Oh, is she watching? Yes.
Is she?
She's
Okay.
watching.
Supriya? Thank you, good job, yep.
She's watching. I gotta talk to her about that. I gotta talk to her about that.
Okay, if that's it, then we will move on to the approval of minutes and financial statements. And our reader tonight is Mr. Hubbell, and he's super excited.
Thank you. All right, 3-1. Resolved that the minutes of the Board of Education meeting be adopted and all action taken by the Board of Education at said meeting is hereby reaffirmed and approved.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Mrs. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the financial statements of receipts and expenditures for the month of February 2024, including all purchase orders paid and all then and now statements for the month of as submitted, as noted.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby commends the following Brooklyn City School students' achievement as listed below. National Art Honor Society Annual Exhibition, Jackie Rodriguez, one of 125 award winners out of close to 3,000 submissions nationwide. Northeast Region Ohio Art Education Association Annual Exhibition, Calissa Schillinger, first place winner in grades 6 through 8. Kaylee Lorwinfett, a regional representative. Ohio State Young People's Art Exhibition, 2 representatives, Naja Fleming and Ava Wilson.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Congratulations to all of them.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's
great.
awesome.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby commends the Brooklyn City School students listed below as noted.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent to enter into an interagency agreement regarding the provision of service, delivery, and transition for young children and families in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, per the attachment from State Support Team 3, as noted.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
This is just the work that we do through the ESC and SST with regards to our students preschool and then actually younger. So this just allows us to coordinate some of those activities through the ESC. And it's always a kind of a year in the rear. So next time this year, you'll be seeing the 24-25.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter, Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby enters into an agreement with KidsLink Neurobehavioral Center for Support Services, February 26, 2024 to May 31st, 2024, paid through IDEA grant funds per the attachment contract, as noted. Attachment on file in the treasurer's office.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves unpaid leave for the following classified employee, as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following classified resignation as noted.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Just want to thank these employees for their time.
Thank you.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education, in accordance with ORC 3313.26, gratefully accepts a generous donation of $100 for the Sean Acerno Memorial Scholarship Fund from Kim M. Met.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education, in accordance with ORC 3313.26, gratefully accepts a generous donation of $2,500 for the One School, One Book program from Northcliffe Residual LLC, Northcliffe I-480 LLC, and Ridge Park Square LLC.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the application for the following student activity fundraiser on file in the Treasurer's Office. Brooklyn High School Chipotle fundraiser.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the deletion of the following board policies as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Just clarification, so for whatever reason, we had these policies in our board manual. All of these specific policies are part of specific contracts, and it's also been approved through the board, the salary benefit schedule, so we don't need to actually have that specific, those specific policies. It's all covered within employment contracts and the benefits that the board approved in January of '23. Okay. That also gives the board flexibility down the road if you ever want to change or not change, those types of things.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
and Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the second reading and adoption of the following board policies as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves to employ the following legal firms for calendar year 2024. Gingo and Bear Law.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
I
Questions, comments?
think I mentioned before that one of the attorneys that I was using was previously employed through Squires, and so she ended up changing firms. So just approving, I'm only going to be using her through this. She has some projects continuing with us, so she's doing a nice job for us. So figured we could continue with that relationship.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell,
Yes.
Ms. Rafter,
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby elects to exercise its right under RC 5715.19 for the filing of a complaint against the valuation of real property as to the reference property as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
I'll just jump in, and Mr. Shearhart, if you want to add to it. This is Amazon, and so through House Bill 26, the board has a legal option to fight a valuation of property. basically with businesses, we don't do that with residential properties. So basically, Amazon has claimed the property is less than what we think it is. And so this gives us the opportunity and the right to fight their claim of that valuation, and allows us some legal recourse in terms of trying to make sure that that valuation of that property is what a fair market would be. Meaning, if we didn't do this, then and we just accepted the lower valuation of the property, that would mean less dollars for the district. So I don't know if I've missed anything there, Mr. Shearhart?
No, you covered it.
And what'll end up happening is our attorney, David Seed, needs this resolution, where you'll see these every once in a while if there's a big difference in evaluations. And then Mr. Seed will go forth and work through that process legally to see if we can find a middle road in terms of what that valuation to lessen the impact on the district.
Appreciate you clearing that up.
Anybody else? Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell?
Yes.
Mrs. Rafter?
Yes.
Ms. Krall?
Yes. Oh, we can move on. Anybody have any other business?
Before we announce the next meeting, I just wanted to ask if we were able to push our April 2nd meeting back a week to the 9th. I will be out of town for spring break.
I'm okay with that.
To amend the date to 6 o'clock on April 9th?
Works for me.
Okay.
Works for me. There'll still be a work session.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, then the announcement of the next meeting of the Board of Education will be Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, in the Treasurer's Office Conference Room 9200 Bidoff Road, Brooklyn, Ohio, at 6 o'clock p.m. May I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Shearhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hasrouni?
Yes.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
I did.
Ms. Rafter?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbell?
Yes.
And Ms. Krall?
Yes.